So Mario Barrios had came out recently, spoke on the Tank situation against Lamont Roach, and he wanted to reference a couple of things, and he was just telling it down the line, as far as what he's seen in the past compared to what he's seen in the ring, and he said that when Mayweather had fought Hernandez, he said that they considered that a knockdown, and even though he had an injured wrist or whatever, um, it didn't really play a factor. And he also is kind of, comparing that to that Tank Davis situation. And he just letting it be known, like, no matter who you are, what situation you're in, they're going to consider that a knockdown. And even if you look at a box rec, they say Mayweather suffered first knockdown of his career in the 6th round in 2001. So they've always considered knockdowns when guys have gotten knocked down. And Floyd Mayweather definitely had a situation where he had to adjust, and he didn't really get any kind of leeway in that situation. So he's looking at this situation like, man, Floyd and other guys can get this kind of consideration as far as having something in their eye. You definitely can't look at this situation and say, well, because Mario Barrios knows if I take a knee, and he's probably has taken a knee or whatever, but he's pretty sure he's made guys take a knee, and every time he's made someone take a knee, it was a knockdown. And if a guy does take a knee in a fight with him, I'm pretty sure he's going to consider it a knockdown. So that's kind of the way he's looking at it. And, I would definitely agree with that, because I wouldn't want to go in my next fight, make a guy, throw a body shot at a guy, he turns around, takes a knee, then I walk off, then he runs to the corner, and, it's just a whole bunch of things that go on into that. But I will say, leading up to this situation with Tank, they've let a lot of things slide in the past just based off of star power. And it's not with just Tank Davis. And it's not because of Tank Davis either. Tank Davis didn't say, he didn't force the judges or the ref to do all this stuff. These people did that themselves. So that's something that people is getting away from. Whether it was Tank Davis or somebody else in the ring, the people who's running the event, they have to be in charge of that. The commissions and everybody who getting checks and everything else, they need to be in charge of all that stuff. The referee started the count. I didn't hear anybody say keep counting or anything else. So, it's a whole bunch of stuff that went into that. Tank couldn't count himself out. And also, no deductions up to that point for a lot of different things. Even without the knockdown, the man hitting the guy with a shoulder, everybody said, that's Tank's friend. Well, Tank's friend got hit with a shoulder under his throat, like he was a UFC fighter or something. And there was no warning or point deduction. Then you see in other times where, it's just extracurricular things that was going on. And people say, well, the knockdown, bro, up until that point, it was already a lot of stuff going on. He was doing things, talking to the ref. Oh, I got it. Low blows. It was many things going on in that fight where it could have been points deducted up until that point. So even when people say, oh, it wasn't a knockdown, it was or whatever, the dude sat up here, he was sitting up here shoving his shoulder into the man's throat and all kind of other stuff. And if you're the same height as this guy, that means you're going out of your way to shove your shoulder under the man's throat. Then you're doing low blows. You're the same height as this guy. You're the same height. And you're throwing low blows. Matter of fact, I would understand if you threw more low blows against Isak Cruz, because he had a hurt hand. So you could have been overextending with that other hand a lot more in the Isak Cruz fight. But for this fight, nah, that doesn't make sense. And Barrios looking at it the same way everybody else is, like, bro. And far as I've known in boxing, that's considered a knockdown. If it's not considered a knockdown, this sport is going to be a lot more different. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because a lot of people at this point right now, people are more okay with guys using PEDs than they are considering that a knockdown on both sides. It's people who consider that a knockdown but don't think that PEDs in the Ryan fight was effective. So a lot of these people are playing sides. And even these guys who coming out now saying, oh, well, Tank, that was a knockdown by Tank. And I'm not saying Barrios, I'm just saying in general. A lot of these guys, they'll say that, but they won't say that the PEDs was a dirty. So all these guys is really playing sides on a lot of different things. It ain't nobody really straight up like that.